Everything's 20 minutes. So like 18 and a half. I'm ready. We have a great show for all of our Food Farms and Chefs fans with a sweet beginning as we speak with CremeBrolee's owner. Then we're gearing up for a summer-long festival called Old City Eats, and we end our show with a pitmaster and his grilling techniques on Food Farms and Chefs. And today we have Oscar Marin, who is the owner of CremeBrolee Food Truck. Oscar, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You've been on the show before and you've talked about numerous things, including your CremeBrolee food truck, which you're now doing as a catering event.
Yeah, so I'm just focusing on private catering over doing street festivals and things like that. It just makes more sense. It's guaranteed money, and I don't really have to worry about losing product or anything, especially now when everything's way too expensive.
Yeah, everything is very expensive, and as long as you're being able to bring the products out and people obviously enjoy your creme brulees. Now you also during quarantine had offered up kits for the creme brulee.
Yeah, so the kits were torture yourself kits. My followers were asking, "Can we get some?" I was like, "Yeah, fine, I'll do it." I sold a good amount for Valentine's Day, I believe, a couple years ago. I think the first or second year in COVID, and I partnered up with Pizza John down in Manioc, and I sold a good amount through there. And then privately, I still do it here and there if people reach out to me, but I don't push it publicly anymore. I was trying to work on something for e-commerce, but that's been a difficult avenue because I forgot how expensive things really are, especially with shipping and ice and all that fun stuff. But
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, I'm not complaining. Catering has been doing very well for me. A lot of weddings, a lot of corporate events, and things along those lines: birthdays, graduation parties, etc., etc.
Now, while we were, waiting to start today, you had actually gotten into a little bit of the logistics behind the food truck industry, insofar as its popularity. And so, what? Because you are also related to
Philyard Bar.
Thank you. I tripped over that several times.
Philyard Bar.
Yeah, with your brother's food truck. So I know that you.
So it's more of a food trailer, or I'm sorry, it's more of a trailer. It's not a food truck
Yeah.
per se. So what it is, Philyard Bar. You can follow that on Instagram. You can see it yourself. It's just a trailer that opens up. You have two trailers now. One is a 32, and I think the other one is a 28-foot. So the one sidewall drops down. It opens up to a patio, for lack of a better word. And then in the back, you have a bar set up with bar stools and everything there. They've been doing unbelievably well also with other private catering and things along those lines too.
Now, just out of curiosity, with that, do you have to provide your own alcohol, or do they have a package deal where he provides alcohol?
We are a vessel, or they are a vessel, I should say. So whoever books the party, if they want to have any type of alcohol or beverage, they would provide it for their event. Basically, it's a glorified tent setup, but it's a lot nicer than a tent setup. I mean, you're paying for almost around the same amount of money for a tent to cover 50 people. With the yard bar, you're doing basically the same thing, but you don't have to put it up, pay for it to put up, be in your yard forever, and then you just close it up and roll out. It's really, really nice. I mean, we're going to have a family party for my niece's graduation, I believe, next week. No, in June. So we'll be using both for that, and I don't have to pay for that one, so
which is always a positive.
Yeah.
And now circling back to the creme brulee, you had also discussed with me, and I don't know if this is going to be public or not, but like an alternate version of the kits. I don't know if you're going to move forward with that, but are you going to make the kits available still for purchase, at least locally?
Locally, yes. If people reach out to me, I have no problem with that. I usually have plenty in stock, meaning creme brulees, depending on what parties and how busy I am for the week. But if people do reach out to me, yes, I will take care of that for them. Because, I mean, if they're local, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that. Now, the other thing you're talking about, no, I'm not I can't discuss that one.
No, okay. And that's fair. And so I want to also circle into your family's business because, you're heavily tied into your father's business when his restaurant that's in obviously not the most, gentrified area of Philadelphia.
It's not the nicest part now.
But like, I mean, I've been there. I think a couple of times,
Yes.
and
No issue.
yeah, and I never have an issue. Parking's always available, but the food, the food that you guys put out is just unbelievable. Like honestly, like I don't know if you've seen any kind of influx, given that the pandemic is kind of wavering. We don't know if it is coming around again, but everybody's allowed to be out and about. But I love your food, your father's food, like and everything that you guys create. I haven't been out, so I don't know if you dropped off like a goodie bag or whatnot when you arrived.
No, not that
But like, talk about some of the things that you guys have available, that might be new or some of your more popular items.
Not really anything new. Luckily during COVID, we never had a loss. I think we were only closed one day during COVID. But other than that, we've been holding out strong. Our heavy hitters are fried chicken, our chicharron, our empanadas, all the pupusas that we make. Also, there was never any loss. If anything, it went up. Everything in the sense of bringing in more people to come in. I mean, it's been good. I'm like knocking on wood, like not to jinx anything, but it has been good. And food wise, everybody's still getting the same exact things. We're known for our pupusas. We're known for the chicharron. We're known for our empanadas. I mean, it's always been our heavy hitters. I mean, we have our breads also. We have our pan de bono and almojábanas and pan de queso and shit, stuff like that. But overall, I mean, it's been very good for us. I mean, I'm not complaining. My parents aren't complaining. Nobody's complaining.
Yeah. And now it's something that else that, people have also seen is the workforce. Have you guys seen any kind of, problem? Do you find yourself having problems getting like workers in? No.
We never had workers. We never fired. We never lost. We didn't fire. We never lost anyone. We retained everyone. Everybody was taken care of. Like I said, we were never closed. We only closed one day, and it's been good. The only difference is I believe I talked about last time is we went from a sit down style restaurant with a bar setup to meaning you sit at a bar, food is brought to you, to a strictly takeout, and it has been very positive for us. We never had a lull in anything. Granted, we had to put prices up because everything has gone up so much, at least 20%. I mean, we go through like 600 pounds of pork belly a week. And Esposito's, that's who we purchase our pork belly from. Sometimes has some issues, but I mean, I can't blame them for that. I mean, we just go through a lot of pork belly. Sometimes it's ridiculous. I think the most we've ever gone through was like in a month, like 3,000 pounds or something like that. It was crazy. It was a lot of pork going out of that restaurant.
You know what's really funny? Your father's restaurant was the first time I ever had pork belly.
Like chicharron or just pork belly in general?
Pork belly in general. Like,
oh man,
it was the very first time, and like I don't know if you remember this or not, but like when you presented it to me, I like went to like dig in, and you're like, no, you're supposed to, and you're like, okay, because I just full on was just like,
yeah, I don't remember what I said.
You kind of gave up because I like
yeah, no,
shoved it in my mouth.
People are gonna eat the way they want to eat. I can't stop them from that.
I just remember that was kind of like.
Oh, I think you knew. I told you to put lemon or lime on it or something.
Yeah, and I was
just
like,
flavor cut or fat cut.
And I was like mid bite, and you were like, "Oh, never mind."
Just lost calls.
I just wanted to eat it.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I mean, it's funny. Growing up, I've had pork belly in different ways, but I will always go back to the way that I had. I mean, I was recently in Colombia doing some things, and I had food out that way, and I was like, man, I miss food from home. It's like a different type of seasoning that we have here versus what they have. I'm not saying what Colombia has is bad. No, I think if anything is the opposite. I think they have better food and produce that we will never get here. But the pork belly in general, no, I think we have a better product here. That's just my personal opinion.
That's good to know. So hey, everybody out there, go get some pork belly from
La Fogata Bakery.
Yeah.
5201 North 2nd Street.
There you go. So I want to also announce to our viewers or listeners, I should say, that you have a new endeavor that you're going to be taking on.
Yeah, so I have good friends of mine, and I'm helping them out with something. It's going to be called give me a second. Real Latin Kitchens. It's going to be over in Glen Mills. It's going to be a focus on Latin foods. So my one friend, Ulysses, is Mexican, so he's going to be focusing more so on the Mexican style food styling, but we're going to have some type of Colombian foods, mainly arepas that are stuffed. So like Venezuelan, Colombian style foods that we're working on right now. And hopefully within the next month and a half, we can get everything up and rolling. I mean, the kitchen's already built. We're just, the logistics behind opening up a new place. It's a brick and mortar. So, and we're trying to focus on the same thing that we do now over at La Fogata is we're going to try to push it mainly to takeout versus sit-down restaurant because I feel as if that's the easiest way to go and everybody's happier that way.
Now, do you guys have the menu set? I mean, you mentioned the arepas.
Arepas, yeah. Is it fully set? No. I mean, we're still tweaking, but I'm going to give Yuli more of the responsibility for that. I'm just there overseeing everything and making sure nobody is losing any money in general. But I know it'll be fine. I mean, like I said, in that location, there was another Mexican place there, so I know it'll be fine just as is. So we're just waiting to fully open up and let him enjoy himself and make money and feed the masses because I do believe it's going to be crazy when it does open up.
Mm. Now, one thing that I kind of always look for when I look for Latin food is tortas. I love, the tortas, the sandwiches where it's like, or like cubanos and stuff like that. Do you know if any of that is going to be on the menu, or can I get that from La Fogata?
Neither. I don't. I forgot to know that's more of a Mexican style, and we're Colombian. I mean, we do some American stuff, but mainly it's focused on Colombian and Central American. At the Real Latin Kitchens, maybe that could be a special. We're trying to make it to where it's easy to produce and send out the door in a timely manner. All that matters to us is time and how fast you can put something out the window. I mean, we know the product is great. It's just we want to push as fast as we can. And we don't have to wait. I don't know if we will pour tortas or cubano on it, but there's a chance. Now that you bring it up, I'm going to get yelled at when I ask them about it. But it's something we're going to have to definitely look into now.
Because I brought it up.
Because you brought it up. You're like, what the heck?
Or like plantains. Are you gonna have plantains?
Oh yeah, we have plantains over at the bakery now.
Yeah,
we'll have some type of plátano over at this other place too. I mean, something easy and simple, just to be pushed out the window or pushed out and sold as quick as possible.
Yeah,
trying to make it like a fast casual place. Think of like Chipotle and things along those lines, but just easier and just different styles of foods.
Would you ever have anything like pan con plátanos? Because I feel like if you like mash the plátanos or something like that, and like kind of like how you put a ribbon of one of the breads that you make at La Fogata Bakery. There's like I think a raspberry or a strawberry that gets
chicharrón de guayabo. Yeah. Could we do something similar to that?
Yeah.
At this location, probably not. Only because of space. Not at the bakery. I'm talking about Real Latin Kitchens. Space-wise, it's very tough. I mean, we don't have a big square footage there. A lot comes down to space. But especially baking there, no, it's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult there.
Would you be able to have, basically tap into your father's bakery in order to like provide some of that?
That's far.
Oh, it is.
That's far. From here all the way up to Glen Mills, ooh, that's like an hour drive if you don't get stuck in traffic.
That's true. That traffic on 76 and 676 is
And then,
not so good.
Then, or we could go down 95 to 322. No, it's all of it.
As we lose listeners because they're like, traffic?
Yeah, traffic.
So getting back to the food aspect of everything. So one of my favorite creme brulees that you make, and I'm wondering if you're still making them or provide them in the kits, because you used to make this candied bacon creme brulee that was like ridiculous.
The maple bacon creme brulee.
Yeah.
What was your question? I'm sorry, I was.
Do you still make
Yes,
that, or
I still
you
make
know?
It's mainly a special, and that has gotten expensive because pork has gotten expensive. So it's like a $10 creme brulee just as is, because pork is so expensive. I provide it every now and then. I mean, it is on my catering menu, and I have gotten it. Specifically, actually, I have a grads and dads coming up in June, and the father ordered for himself the maple bacon creme brulee. He's like, oh, I had it before. I need to have it again. I was like, all right, that's fine. Not a problem with me.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. I have no problem with that. Whatever you want. $10. Thank you.
You should do like an Elvis version of that.
Oh, bacon with
peanut butter and jelly, I believe. I can't remember if it's
banana.
Banana?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Banana, peanut butter, and bacon. Actually, yeah, I should try that.
Yeah, that would be a good one. You heard it first on Food Farms and Chefs. I'm giving him ideas.
What that really means is you just want one too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
Let's be honest.
I'll drop one off. I'll drop a couple off for everybody.
And so obviously you have your hands tethered into a lot of different avenues of the food world, because you have your own, which is creme brulee. You have your brothers, which you help promote, which is Philyard Bar, and then La Fogata, and now you're going to be adding it with the Latin kitchens. So you are just heavily tied into all of that, and just your background with all of the in the food industry is admirable.
16 years, 17 years. I don't know. I was at the bakery when I was like 13. I'm 32 now. Whatever the math is on that, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy food. I could never imagine sitting in a office. As I look around here, in an office in front of a computer all day. And if anything, I just hate doing paperwork, but it needs to be done. But I'd rather be out talking and promoting anyone and everyone that I can. I mean, if I had the time, I'd promote every single one of my food truck friends, anyone that owns a restaurant here in Philadelphia. I'd be more than happy to do that. It's one of my favorite things to do because I know everybody has a great product.
Yes, we do. Now, before I have to end your segment, where can we find all of the various restaurants and information on you and all of your different endeavors?
All right. So first, creme brulee at CremeBrolee FT on Instagram, at CremeBrolee on what's the other one? Facebook. So CremeBrolee FT, or without the FT, you can find me on either one of those social media platforms. I'm doing a lot of catering and graduation parties and things like that. La Fogata Bakeries, 5201 North 2nd Street in Philadelphia, 19120. You'll find the place when there's a bunch of people quadruple parking in the street and waiting to get inside. That's usually them. We open at 5:30. We close at 3:00 in the afternoon. Philyard Bar, that is at Philyard Bar on Instagram and on Facebook. We have all the contact information there. I know they're super, super busy. So if you guys want to rent something out for grads and dads, good luck, because I know their June is pretty much packed. I barely even see them. We don't even do family dinner anymore because we're all busy, which stinks, but it is what it is. And then Real Latin Kitchens, that hopefully opening up within the next month and a half. That is over on 391 Wilmington Westchester Pike in Glen Mills. And like I said, hopefully within the next month and a half, they'll be up and ready to go.
All right. Well, Oscar, thank you so much for joining us on Food Farms and Chefs.
Oh, my pleasure. I always love coming here. I always love supporting this radio, and it's always fun for me, especially since I get to see you guys. I haven't seen you guys in a year. I mean, we talked every now and then, but it's
Yeah.
always nice to be here.
Yeah, and see you in person.
Definitely, yes, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I think we need to take a break.
Sounds good.
And we'll be right back.